Man, this show, Meet the Upshaws on Netflix, is everything. Let's talk about it, y'all. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to KRSTV. This is your boy Kenny. Now remember, subscribe to my channel and click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow all the information I have in the description box as well as the comment section. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. Now, before I get started with this review, let me send a special shout out to Metro Health DC. If you are in the DMV area and if you are interested in getting quality health care, reach out to us at Metro Health DC today. Our number is in the description box in the comment section, and also there's a link to Metro Health DC's YouTube channel. You should definitely check it out. Also, let me send a special shout out to GMHC, which is Gay Men's Health Collaborative. If you are in the DMV area and would like to get tested for HIV, reach out to us at the GMHC crew to get yourself a home testing kit. You can have the kit mailed to you, or you can call and make a same-day appointment and come to our location to pick one up. And if you're interested in getting set up for PrEP, which is HIV prevention medication, reach out to the GMHC crew for that as well. Also, if you're a fan of your boy here at KRSTV and would like to become one of my Black Diamonds, check out my Patreon today. Black Diamonds, because in darkness we still shine. For $5 a month, you get all of my YouTube content, as well as videos that'll be specific for the Black Diamonds. And some of those videos I will share on YouTube to give people an idea of what the Black Diamonds is all about. Also, let me send a shout out to my YouTube partner BK World Tube, which is like the Black Netflix. You get shows like The Haves and the Have-Nots and The Oval. So after you watch this review, click that link in my description box and comment section to check out BK World Tube. Now, this is my review of this new show on Netflix called Meet the Upshaws. Called The Upshaws. But I am a huge fan of this show. I watched every episode and I laughed my ass off. I love that this show really is relatable to all of us who are part of the Black community, how the way we relate to each other, some of the antics that we deal with, some of the scenarios. I mean, they really did this show very well. And shout out to Wanda Sykes, who is the show creator. Wanda, you literally got a gem on your hands with this. And also shout out to Mike Epps, who's one of the executive producers. And the show literally is built around Mike Epps' character, Benny Upshaw, who pretty much runs his own mechanic shop. He's married to Regina, who's played by Kim Fields. And shout out to Kim Fields, TV legend. You know, there's no one from the 70s and on who has not been experienced, you know, Kim Fields' greatness, you know, from her playing Tootie on The Facts of Life to her playing Regine on Living Single. And to see her playing a mother, this was a new territory for Kim Fields. And I will say Kim Fields killed it in this role. She was awesome. And I really just love the whole dynamics of this show. And we see that Benny has a somewhat unorthodox situation, you know, in regards to his family. He has 3 children with Regina. The oldest son is Benny Jr., who the two of them, Benny Jr. and Benny Sr., do not have a very good relationship because when he was born, Regina and Benny were high school sweethearts. And the thing is, they had Benny Jr. when they were in high school. So because he wasn't really an active father in his life, there's this resistance there between them. And Benny Jr. works as a UPS guy, and Benny orders UPS stuff daily just so he can see Benny Jr., because without that, Benny Jr. wouldn't have nothing to do with him. And it's funny because every time Benny comes in with a package, he just throws it down. He don't give a damn whether it's fragile or not, because he has that much so much built up anger and resentment towards his dad. So we literally see their relationship evolve, and we also learn later on that Benny Jr. is actually a gay man. But I loved how they did it, where they didn't make Benny Jr. a stereotype. He was just a regular guy who liked men. And I also love the fact that they showed when he finally came out to his father when they were in the boxing ring. And it was really a very powerful scene to see a father accept his son for who he is. And the fact that, you know, you need to learn to love your children unconditionally. All this bullshit that we've been doing in the black community by shunning our gay kids, throwing them out, or disowning them, it's evil. And we need to be better. You know, because I think this was a prime example of a father no longer playing with the machismo bullshit that's forced on black men, and we enforce it on other black men, that we have to be a certain way, where there's many different variations of black men, and we need to learn to accept each other. But first, you need to learn to accept your damn self, because you're not fucking perfect, and learn to love your kids for who they are, not for what you want them to be. So, and pretty much, you know, we see that Benny was struggling, you know, Benny Jr. was struggling with opening up about himself because, you know, of the stigma and the stereotype that comes with being a black gay man in the black community, and how, you know, a lot of us are shunned, and a lot of us are discriminated against, a lot of us are brutalized, and a lot of us are not seen as real men, when we're just as much of a man as any man. You know, we're just a different kind of man, and we need to learn to embrace that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be who you are, and that we need to create a safe space amongst all families and within all situations, that it's okay to be ourselves, and that we shouldn't have fear of being who we truly are, especially with the ones that we love. So, but one of my favorite characters is Lucretia, who's played by Wanda Sykes herself. Lucretia is actually Regina, who's played by Kim Fields. She's her older sister, and her and Benny do not like each other, and they just throw jabs at each other left and right, to the point that it is very reminiscent of how Gina and Pam were on the Martin show. It was kind of giving me, it kind of brought me back to that. Like, it was just constant back and forth banter between them, and it was like just seeing the two of them, the fact that both of them are comedic legends, you know, in these roles, and the fact that I think at a lot of times both of them are just going off the cuff, just saying shit to each other, and that they play very well off each other. It was genius, you know, because every time Lucretia comes around, Benny got some shit to say. Every time Benny come around, Lucretia got some shit to say, and it's like it's just a constant tug of war between them. And also some other characters, I just love it. Also, some other characters that I like to mention is some of the men that Benny works with. You got one of the guys is named Duck, who is just got out of prison. Then you got Tony. Tony is in a relationship with a woman who literally treats him like a doormat. And then you got Davis, who practically lives with his mama. So it's like you got all the different stereotypes all there, but they're all good dudes, but they got their issues. And Benny definitely, I would say, has probably more issues than the other three. But because we constantly see Benny, Benny's a good dude, and I think Mike Epps did an exceptional job of how he portrayed this character. That even though he's a good dude, he has a lot of flaws and he makes a lot of bad choices, especially when it comes down to his relationship with his wife. And we also see that not only, because he has 3 children with Regina, he has Benny Jr., who's the eldest. He also has Aaliyah, who's the middle child, who's a teenager. And he also has a little girl named Maya, and Maya is so adorable. I just love me some Maya. Maya is too cute. But Maya's the baby, so he has 3 children with his wife, but then he also has another son named Kelvin, who is the same age as his daughter Aaliyah, and their birthday is on the same damn day. And Kelvin pretty much, he had him and Regina pretty much had a slight breakup, and they were on a break. But while they were on this break, he had an affair, and that's how Kelvin Upshaw came to be. And his mother is played by Gabrielle Dennis, and I love her. She is a phenomenal actress, and she plays Kelvin's mother, Tasha. And we see that Tasha is ghetto boots, and Kelvin is too, because Kelvin is constantly getting in trouble in school and all of that. And even though he has a relationship with his father, it's kind of distant. So what we see is that Benny wants to integrate him into his family, and we know that Tasha and Regina do not like each other, but it was great to see that Regina accepted Kelvin, because Kelvin is his child. And she says that, yeah, I may feel how the way I feel about Tasha, but Kelvin is a child, and he's always welcome. So we kind of see that, because at first there was distance, because here it was, Aaliyah was just turning 16, but so was Kelvin, and they literally were having separate parties. And so, and like literally Benny was trying to go back and forth between the two. And the fact that Benny even forgot that their birthdays were on the same day and they're the same age. So I'm like, wow, you can't get no crazier than this shit. But I was really here for how he builds this relationship with Kelvin, and then Kelvin starts to build a relationship with his other siblings, and he begins to feel like he's actually a part of a family where probably at first he knew he had a dad, but he had no connection to his other siblings. And now we see that the family is becoming somewhat blended. But yes, but I really, really enjoyed this show. This show is hilarious. I recommend you watch it from beginning to end. The show is a hit, and hopefully they do have a season 2. I haven't heard anything about it being approved yet, but from the raves and the reviews of the show, I think they definitely got a season 2 in the bag. So I will be looking forward to it, because let's just say, I'm not going to tell you this because I want you guys to watch it, but let's just say the last episode, definitely your jaw dropped at that finale episode. So y'all need to check out Meet the Upshaws. It's a great show. Shout out to Wanda Sykes and Mike Epps. You guys definitely did a phenomenal job. Shout out to the legendary Kim Fields. You literally brought it as Regina, and we literally saw, like, Kim Fields is not to be played with when it comes to acting. She is a phenomenal talent. She's been in this game ever since she was a little girl, and she's still on the top of her game even now. So it was great to see that. And the whole cast, you guys did phenomenal in this show, and I can't wait for a season 2. So get down in your comments if you actually saw Meet the Upshaws, and if let me know your thoughts on it. And if you haven't, you need to watch it and then come back and watch this review and then comment, because I want to hear you guys' thoughts about this show, because I am here for Meet the Upshaws. So that's what I have, y'all. So until next time, everybody, take care.